If you have an admission offer right now and you don't yet have the funding that you need, I need you to take these steps immediately. What's up, my friend? If you have an admission offer and you're still trying to figure out funding, then you need to take these steps. But you need to note that a lot of the things that I'll be sharing in today's video are best before you accept the admission offer. Usually once you've accepted the admission offer, it's kind of too late for a lot of things. So please don't be in a hurry to accept that admission offer. Wait closer to the deadline for accepting before you accept. So these things I will be sharing in today's video are best, like you can implement them very well if you've not accepted the admission offer. But if you have accepted the admission offer as well, there are a couple of things I'll also share for you, so stay tuned. So the first thing that you need to do, my friend, is to ask for more or negotiate. Now, I don't know who you are or how much you've gotten from the school. If it is not 100%, my friend, you need to negotiate. You need to ask for more. Now, I say negotiate or ask for more because there's some. Now, if you have at least 2 admission offers from schools, like 2 different schools, then we can talk about negotiating. But even if this is your only admission offer, you do not have anything from any other school, you can ask for more. Now, don't be shy, because I know 6-7 years ago, I was a shy girl. I was like, no, I cannot beg for money. Please beg for money, because your classmates, your future classmates are right now begging for money. Okay. Now, what you need to do is you need to email the school and thank them and tell them how excited you are to join the school and how happy you were to get that email. But that the reality is that you cannot afford it, and so you're asking them to provide you more funding. And I say more if they've already provided you something. Even if it's just $2,000, it is something. So you need to thank them for that and ask them for more and give them an explanation. Tell them a reason why you can't afford it. Tell them about the economy. Tell them about a personal circumstance you're going through. Maybe you lost a major family member. Tell them maybe you lost your job recently. Like, tell them something that makes them feel, this person really needs this money. Okay, now that's something you need to do. And if you don't know how to write that email, I always have some templates in the description, so you can click the link and get that. But you can also write it yourself. And if you have an admission offer from another school that also provided some funding, you can mention it in that email saying, hey, this school A is my dream school, but I also have an admission offer and some funding from this school B. You don't even need to mention how much you got from school B. It's totally up to you, but they will ask you. They will likely reply and ask you, what school is that and how much did you get? Things like that. But I'll tell you, there is no harm in trying. You will not lose your admission offer because you ask for more funding. That doesn't happen. So don't be afraid. Ask for more. Be polite and tell them why you really need it. So that is step number 1, something you absolutely need to do right now. So let's get to the next thing. Number 2 is try to get a sponsorship letter. I will do a detailed video on this one, but try to get a sponsorship letter. What is a sponsorship letter? It's just a letter that someone writes, a really simple letter that someone writes to essentially say they will sponsor you up to this amount. So it could be a family member, it could be your former boss, it could be your current boss, it could be your neighbor. Someone that has some money is essentially saying they will sponsor your education. Now, here's the thing. This person doesn't really need to sponsor you. This person doesn't need to give you a dime, but they need to write a letter saying that they will sponsor you, that they will provide up to maybe $50,000 to sponsor your education. They don't need to give you $1. Like, they don't need to give you anything. They just need to provide you that sponsorship letter so you can go through and get what you like, get your visa and all of that, show that you can afford your total cost of attendance. Now, the catch is that this person needs to have the money. If somebody's writing that they will sponsor you for up to $50,000, they need to have at least $50,000 in their account or in their liquid assets. Now, that person must attach a bank statement or some other kind of proof that they have $50,000 in liquid assets. Liquid, just any asset that can easily be converted to cash. Okay, now that's the catch here. That person needs to write that letter and attach a bank statement. You can ask your neighbor for this. You can ask your friend's boyfriend, just anybody that can provide you that letter. So this is something you need to start working on right now. Again, that person doesn't need to provide you a dime, but they need to write a letter essentially saying they can sponsor you for or up to this specific amount. So you need to start identifying those people right now that you have the admission offer, in case all other options that I'll share in this video doesn't work for you. This is one that you need to at least try to work on. Just think about anybody can provide that letter, provided they have the money to back it up. Number 3 is to reach out to the school. Depending on how your first email goes, that's step number 1, but depending on how that goes, you need to ask them, when does their GA or graduate assistantship application open? That's if your admission already did not come with some GA position. You need to ask them, can you apply for GA positions now? Can they send you links? What do you need to do to get their graduate assistantship positions? And they will tell you, and you can start applying. Apply as soon as possible, because for a lot of schools it's pretty competitive. So make sure you ask the school, or you ask students, or if you have friends in the school, ask them about the graduate assistantship positions and start applying to those. Okay, step number 4. I do think it's step number 4, but I don't know at this point. Now, the next step is that you need to start emailing professors. Now, this is the hard one, and a lot of people tell me, how do I just email random professors? Yes, you can email random professors. If you really need the money, you need to be ready to work for it. So here's my recommendation. You need to email multiple professors across the school, across that department, or across that, like what we call faculty. You need to email so many of them, essentially introducing yourself and telling them about the experience that you have. I have 10 years of experience working in this area, and this area I notice is the same area you do your research in. I do think I'll really be of help to you in this space, and I would love an opportunity to really introduce myself. Do you have some time? Do you have 15 minutes for a quick chat next week? Something. You need to email these professors, introducing yourself and telling them what you can offer, what you bring to the table, telling them about your experience. And many of them may say, I'm not looking for something now, thank you. Or some of them will say, oh, I have a friend, I have a colleague who is looking for someone right now in this area, and let me connect you to that person. And they will do that. Here's what I hear many times: I can't do this from my home country. Maybe this is something I can do when I get to Canada. No, you should start doing it from your home country. Do it right now. Have a list of 10, 20 professors in your field, in adjacent fields, in other areas in the school that that your experience and your educational background can really support them, and ask them if you can be their graduate assistant, teaching assistant, research assistant, something. Now, this one isn't easy, but you need to do it. Keep doing it. Start from today, and before you even land in that school, you may have a position that will pay you so well. I earned a lot from teaching assistant positions, and so I really think this is something you need to do. If you're worried about how to email them and what you should have in the email, I do have a free example. I'll try to post it in the description, and you can get that example and use that. Essentially, it's so easy. It's just you introducing yourself and asking if you can have 15 to 20 minutes of their time. So please start doing that now. Okay, step number 5 is apply to student loans. Apply for student loans, apply to loan providers right now. I know. You may not need those student loans. You may end up not needing any kind of student loans, but now is the time to apply. Now is the time to apply to multiple loan providers and try to get those loans approved. Whether you need it or not is like second order problem. You don't have to worry about that right now. You need some funding, apply to student loans, and eventually you may tell them, oh, I no longer need this, and they will be fine. They'll offer the dollars to another student. But right now you need to check out options that you have and apply to student loans. Please, please, please apply to those loan providers and make sure you try to apply to more than one if you have that option, and try to get those student loans approved, because you may need it for your visa. You may not eventually need to take student loans, but you may at least need it to show proof that you can pay your tuition and living expenses. So I really recommend that you get on that loan application now. If you have tried any of these things, let me know in the comments what happened, and then I can offer any advice or help that you need. So please, this video was helpful to you, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. But more importantly, just drop comments if you have any question, and I will be there reading your comments and responding, and also doing videos just to explain a bit more. Hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next one.